Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Behind me here is my 1993 EZGO Marathon Golf Cart, and I picked this up on Facebook Marketplace for free, believe it or not. I'll put a picture of the ad in here. I had to save it just because I couldn't believe it myself. So of course the batteries were old and needed to be replaced. The guy thought something was wrong with the rear end, but come to find out it was just the batteries wouldn't charge. One of them had a dead cell in it, so it would give power to the motor, but it would, as soon as you put any strain on it, it would shut off. So I'll show you here. So it didn't have a lift kit or the wheels and tires. So I bought a lift kit off the internet, pretty cheap, 4-inch lift, and I picked up those wheels and tires also off of Facebook. Got those wheel and tires for 125 bucks for all four. Tires are a little dry rotted, but we're only talking about a 20-mile-an-hour vehicle, so I'm not really worried about that. So I already took the batteries out and I started cleaning up this area where the batteries sat. But we're not going to worry about that because we're not putting 6-volt batteries back in it. We are going to put a lithium iron phosphate battery in it. And Paoweric is the brand I'm using. Now, I bought this off Amazon. This isn't a paid promotion. So it's a single 36 volt lithium iron phosphate battery. So we got to build a tray that'll fit in here. There's not enough room in here for it, so I've unbolted this and I cut the basically the gas pedal rod that goes to the potentiometer. I cut that off already, and I'm going to extend it, and I'm going to move this whole assembly back 3 inches, and we'll get that mounted up. I've got some angles I'm going to weld in there to bolt it back down, and then we'll get a tray built for this big battery, and it'll sit right in here, and we'll get all this stuff finish cleaning it up and get it painted, and see what we can do today. Should work. Alright, I guess the next thing is we need to unbox that battery, and I need to get some good measurements on the bottom of it so I can build a frame. And that frame's going to sit in here. And then once we get that welded in place, then we'll paint everything. Nice lifting handles. Very nice. It's all sealed. And it comes with an app that you can run off your phone. It'll give you all the battery information, you know, how much charge is remaining, how long, all that kind of good stuff, temperature. Came with a separate box for the came with the charger as well. And all this was just under 700 bucks. It's like 680 out the door through Amazon. A couple of tie down straps here. And this is a bracket for this little monitor as well. Comes with a little LCD smart battery display. And the charger you can mount on board. Very nice, lightweight. Alright, let's get some measurements off of this guy here for the bottom, and then we're going to build a tray. I got some galvanized angle over there I'm going to use. Alright, I got a battery tray made here. It's just some old repurposed galvanized angle. And I got it welded together, nothing fancy. And I got it sitting on some blocks down here. Some 2-inch rectangular tubing. So I'm going to try to get it positioned where I want it. You can see that it's up off of the throttle rod now. I got about an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch of clearance. That should be plenty. And I got this moved back 3 inches. Should be plenty. So the battery, I checked the tray. The battery fits in the tray, and there's maybe a 1/4 inch all the way around. And so I'm going to clamp these blocks onto the frame. I think that's about where I want it. I have to slide it back a little more. I don't want it to hit this. Yeah, I'll probably slide it back just a little more. And then we'll get those blocks welded to the battery tray, and then I'll weld them. Probably ought to paint some of that stuff before I weld that in. Alright, I got everything painted. Later on I'll get up underneath it and paint the bottom side, but I just wanted to get this painted before I weld this tray in. So I got the tray, I got the standoffs welded on, and I cleaned the paint off where they're going to go, and I test fit the controller pack again, and it fits fine. I'm going to go ahead and weld these 4 spots. And then we can bolt the controller back in, and then start, we can put the battery in, start getting everything wired up. Alright, I got all the wiring hooked up. I'm gonna have to do some cleaning up on this. It had this wire nut on there, but everything seems to be hooked up properly. I got one strap on it for now, good and tight. And throw the seat on there and see if this thing will move. It works. Alright, the battery was only at 38%, so to plug in the charger when we get back and see where it's at. I can tell it feels really light without all those batteries in here. Alright, here we go. Alright, I got the LCD monitor installed. I just screwed the bracket to the frame here, and the display snaps into the bracket they provide you. And it came with a really long cable, and I just ran that down under the cart, came out here, and it plugs in right here to the battery, right on the side of the battery. Very simple. Also got the charger installed. I just used some little rubber bushings just to vibrate, isolate it. Alright, and I got the app installed on my phone, so we're going to give it a road test and see how everything works. Okay, here's how the smart battery display works. Simple little button, you push it one time and the monitor powers up. And this is your state of charge right here, which is 45%. Page 2, you just push, it's a touch screen. You have your discharge and your charge. You can turn those off and on. And right now it's saying our status is normal. Page 3, this is the voltage, millivolts of each individual cell. And you can see there's 12 of them. Go back to page 1. Alright, here we go. Speed test. Careful not to drop my phone. Hitting 17. See how she does on the trail. All right, I'm pretty pleased with that. Does good in the woods. Pull up the app here for you real quick. So when I put the battery in yesterday, it had 38%, and I've gone up and down the road probably 3 times. It's about a half-mile long road. I've been back in the woods once, and it's only dropped 3%. And this app's pretty nice. It's connected through Bluetooth to the battery, and then when you step on the gas, it gives you like your amperage and voltage used. So yeah, I think it's going to have quite a long range. I've got some cable and terminals and a crimper on the way. I'm going to redo all these cables to 2 gauge. Like this main one here that goes to the main terminal, it's already getting warm. They're just old. They're all original. I'm lucky they all fit for the installation. So we'll get that all cleaned up. But everything seems to be working fine. Not bad for free. So all told, I got about $1,000 in it, because I did replace the speed controller, and that was like 85 bucks on Amazon. So I'm pretty pleased with that. About $1,000 invested. It's probably it might be worth maybe $1,500. But you couldn't go out and buy one with these wheels and tires and a brand new lithium ion battery for that money. So for less than 700 bucks for the lithium battery, I think it's well worth it if you want to upgrade your old 6-volt or 8-volt batteries. They also make 48 volts. And so yeah, I'm gonna call that a wrap. Thanks again for watching Projects with Paul, and we'll see you next time.